Hi, I'm Melissa Webb, here to enrich your homeschooling education with some bright ideas and timely tips, typically in the area of writing. And this week is no different, my friends. So, in the mornings, I love to go for a walk with my dog. And it's one of the times where I don't plug in if it's like that downtime, only because I have terrible reception out where we live. And so, unless I've downloaded something, it's just going to be a hassle, probably go in and out. It's not worth my time. Besides that, I really have begun to cherish this quiet time where I can listen to the noises around me, reflect on things that I'm so grateful for, think and plan out the day ahead, etc. However, the other thing that will often happen is that my mind will wander. Does your mind wander? And this past week, it wandered back to those years of having a pen pal. Yes. Do you remember those days? Well, while I was thinking about that, I was thinking how much I loved it. And I was thinking about how having a pen pal gave me a purpose for writing, which is something I'm always talking to homeschool moms about and young writers, that, hey, that's really important. We need to know why we're writing, for whom we're writing, and what is the purpose of this writing. So pen pals gave me that purpose. And so as I'm walking along and Ginger's tugging on the leash, and all of a sudden I thought, and summer journals, I've been thinking about summer journals, and what if the two collided? What if we came up with something called journal pals? Yes, journal pals. This is a new little term that I've just coined. And I want to tell you all about it because I think if you have any reluctant writers, or if you've just been wanting to motivate your young writer, this little idea right here might be something really fun that you and your family can start. So let me tell you more. Okay, so let's talk about this crazy new idea here that I've come up with. As I mentioned, I've kind of been thinking about the whole former pen pals way of communication. And in doing so, it got me remembering a time that I had one. And I'm just wondering, did you ever have a pen pal? Was it like a classroom to classroom or from a school to school? For me, it was a friend that had moved away, and we decided to be pen pals. And I was probably in middle school, I'm going to guess. And we would, probably once a month put a letter in the snail mail and stay in contact. And we did that for probably a couple of years. I mean, I remember finding out where she was going to go to college, so several years probably. Now, a little bit on the history of pen pals, because we know that people have been penning letters to pals, to friends for a long time. But pen pals really became a thing, as far as I could go back and do a little research and find, was in the 1930s. There was actually a gentleman who was a teacher who wanted to create a letter exchange in the hopes of building cultural and world awareness with his students. And it took off. In fact, that program still is the biggest running program. But now a lot of people, to learn those things, just go onto Google, and pen pals still go on. In fact, if you're interested in finding out how to get involved in something like that, I could certainly help you. But that's not what this particular idea is about this week, because we have email, we have chat rooms, we have a lot of things like that. I kind of took it to a new level because I'm always getting this question: how can I get my child to write? My child hates writing. My child doesn't want to write. I get this question all the time, and I tell people on a regular basis, you have to create purpose. Why would he want to write? Why would she want to write? Most children will say writing has no purpose. It's just homework. And we need to change that. I love this quote by Stephen Covey. In fact, if you haven't read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families, such a great book. But this is a great quote. Most of us spend too much time on what is urgent and not enough time on what is important. And I think that has a lot to do with writing. If writing becomes just this urgent thing like, hey, we read that chapter, you should summarize it, hurry, write it, 5 sentences, be done, we're missing what's important. And that is, Why should your child be writing that summary? What is the point of that? That's the thing that we really need to focus on, because for most students, they would tell you that writing, it should be for someone other than just the one teacher that they have. Maybe that's you, Mom. They want to write to a bigger audience. They also tell me that they want somebody to just read and respond to what they wrote, not correct them all the time. They just want to be heard. And when they're heard, they want to feel like it's really safe to share their personal opinion. So I want you just to consider these things and ask yourself, yes, who is my child's audience? Is it just me? Is it just Mom? Maybe we want to broaden that this year. And when you read and respond to what your child has written, are you just looking at it from teacher's eyes and you're making corrections and improving the quality? Or do you actually write back and share your thoughts and share your opinions? Because that matters. And do you allow more than one correct answer and really let your kids have their own personal opinion? These are just things I want you to think about. Okay. Now, Journal Pals is my idea of taking Pen Pals to a new level. As we remember, Pen Pals was just a fun way to share with somebody else, to learn about what somebody else was doing, to grow as a person, because other experiences in other people's lives broaden our own. So Journal Pals is just a little twist on that. It's really the same idea. It's going to be a journal created that's meant for someone. So your child could be creating a journal, but their pal could be anybody. Could be a parent, sure. Sibling, sure. A friend, a family member, aunts, grandpas, uncles, grandmas, you name it. Somebody that maybe your child is already pretty close with would probably be a safe, wonderful place to start. It's not graded. This is just an experience of a shared conversation and things going on in each other's lives. It's a two-way conversation. It's not just your child's assignment. So you want to get somebody on board who's going to share the experience and conversation. It's actually going to be something very meaningful. Now, here are some ideas that you could have in your Journal Pal. Sure, you could just write an entry. Hey, this is what I did today. You could tape in a photo of something, somewhere, someone, something. You could sketch, your child could sketch something, or the pal could sketch. You could staple in a ticket stub of something, fun that you went and saw or did. You could do a leaf rubbing, press in a flower, share a quote, glue a newspaper heading or clipping or article or whatever you see, something big, and then, write about it. It doesn't have to be neat. Doesn't have to have every page the same. I think the more creativity, the more interest, the more your child is going to appreciate it. And you could use anything for this, okay? Perfect journal ideas, an actual journal, sure, that works. Those composition books, you can get them for pretty cheap. Spiral binders, anything. Notebook paper, sketch paper. You can put it in a 3-ring binder. There is no boundary here, no limitation, just something you're going to start with your child, some form of a journal that's going to go back and forth with another person. Like I said, it's very interactive. It's taking like interactive notebooks to a whole new level because it is a two-way experience. And I just want to say, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, just imagine what you could be starting. This is going to be more than just a memory book. This is a shared experience and a growing relationship. And that alone is going to make it priceless. So I hope this is something that you might consider. Are you already coming up with ideas? I really hope you are. Okay, are you getting excited about this? Do you like this idea of a journal pal? I think I really like it. Like my wheels are turning in my mind. I'm coming up with other ideas, and I know some of you. Somebody right there is like, yeah, but we've got family on the East Coast. We're on the West Coast. Do you have any idea how much this would cost in shipping? Gotcha. I totally get that. How about a digital journal pal? Yeah? Right? You could do so much in Google. It's all free. You can add images and type text, and you could send it back and forth electronically. Yes, we just have to come up with new ideas and new opportunities. And they're out there. We just need to think about them and then find what works. The whole point here is to give our children a reason to express themselves, to build relationships through written word. It is so valuable. Hope you see that too. So if you like this, by all means, give me a thumbs up down below. Be sure to subscribe. It's right there. And let me know if you have any other ideas on ways that you could be doing this. Share with me. I want to know what you're going to do. Add in the comments. This is the time that the conversation starts, so I welcome you to join us. Have a wonderful day. Take care and write on.